Welcome to the Financial Flossing podcast with Ross Brannan, guiding dental professionals to a brighter future. Ross Brannan is a financial advisor who knows it's not just about your teeth. He helps dental practice owners protect and maximize today's cash flow to plan for tomorrow's cash needs. Find him at rossbrannan.com. On the show, he brings together experts to help dental professionals looking to make smart money decisions to grow their income, turn their retirement goals into reality, and improve their lives. And now, here's your host, Ross Brannan.
Welcome to the show. My guest today is Alex Nottingham. Alex is the CEO and founder of AllStar Dental Academy. He has authored the Dental Practice Game Changer book, Dental Practice Excellence. He is a former Tony Robbins top coach and consultant, and today he joins us on Financial Flossing. Alex, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. My fellow Floridian.
Exactly. So Alex is based in the Fort Lauderdale area, everyone.
That's right.
Beautiful part of the country.
It is.
And it's so, Alex, you have a very interesting story. I thought I'm going to jump right in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell us how you became a dental coach.
Well, I have dental coaches. So I'm not doing the coaching.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, totally. But I am a dental coach too. I would say I'm a big into coaching. That's part of my background. And so my background, what's going on? So it's all started with my father. I was telling you about this in the green room, right?
Yeah.
My father is a dentist, great guy, big heart. And he told me when I was very young, don't be a dentist. I admired him. I wanted to do what dad did, right? But he was kind of, at his time, this was when insurance companies were taking a big hold on dentistry. He felt the quality. He was a big Penke trained dentist, fellow of the Academy of General Dentistry, like high quality stuff. He felt that wasn't going the right direction. Plus, he saw all of his friends that were doing business were making more money and were happier or whatever. So he said, go to business. So I got my law degree, my MBA. I did what dad said. I started working for Tony Robbins because I like motivational stuff and helping people. And I was one of his top business coaches for several years. My goal was to either start my own business or run a Fortune 500 company. Who knows? And during that time, my father's business was in big trouble. It was facing bankruptcy, quite frankly. Bad business decisions, poor marketing, not responding to what was going on. So I offered to help, and he let me kind of take over the management of the practice, the marketing. And with the help of my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, we were able to transform that business from a $1 million business to, I believe it was $2.2 or $2.4 million within 18 months. We more than doubled the business. And that was through just better management, marketing, and amazing phone skills. I mean, we were getting people from all over the world, prime ministers, celebrities, to come to this business and get great work done. And so that really inspired me. And so I said, my father wanted to begin the retirement process. And I said, how could I bring this message to other people? I want to help people. It made me feel good. So I assumed that other dentists would be like him. And I was right. A lot of dentists they're caring people. They're not the best at business. They're not trained to do that. Number one, that's why you and I are here. Number two, their heart isn't about how much money can I get out of people. It's like, I want to help people and I want to do something. I'm making a good living and a good life. At the end of the day, it's all what we want. And that's kind of what led to AllStar Dental Academy. And since we launched, we've been partners with the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry, the Academy of General Dentistry, the Dawson Academy, and so on. And we provide online training, coaching, consulting, things like that. But and a lot of free, great educational materials just to help dentists. I mean, that's the goal. Is I really want to help, and it makes me happy to help.
Yeah, because you put a lot of free content out. You have a lot of stuff, and you have a tons of different levels of ways people can be involved with the AllStar Dental Academy.
Correct.
And you have a substantial amount of users, clients, subscribers, whatever terminology you want to use. It's well over 1,000.
A few thousand. And what's also cool is we're even getting people that aren't dentists to sign up for our program. I have plastic surgeons. I have physical therapists. I mean,
because it's the same philosophy.
It's the same thing. And let me let the secret on your show. It's not just for dentists what I teach. Any business can do this and it can help. But I clothe it in dentistry to make it more comfortable because I do have a dental background. People like to know how, because when I get specialists say, how does it apply to me? I have endodontists, pedodontists, periodontists, endodontists. They all do great. But when I say not only can specialists do well, but I have businesses that aren't even dentistry that are crushing it because it's the same business as business, customer service is customer service. And if you follow those processes and you're willing to work on yourself, then you can do very well.
Well,
and be happy.
I've said this probably at least a dozen times in conversation on this podcast, and you and I talked about it beforehand, about the opposite ends of the spectrum of a dentist who owns a job and a business owner who happens to be a dentist.
Correct.
And those are the extremes. Most people are in the middle, but those are the extremes. Correct. You see that as well. Absolutely. What are the biggest challenges, or what's the low-hanging fruit that John Doe dentist could fix today?
Easy phone skills. I mean, it seems so basic, and that's their
why do I
main
need phone skills? I don't know how to talk on the phone. All I do is text people all day, which drives me nuts. It's like the younger generation doesn't know how to talk on the phone. It's like, and I pick up every phone call.
Right.
I don't care if it's a spam or not. I pick up every phone call. I talk to people. And so I'm a phone guy. I'd rather talk on the phone, but texting is the world.
Well, it's all different types of people too. I mean, yes, technology now, people want to interact through web forums, through contact forms and through text and through online scheduling. It was very interesting. I know when I was running my father's practice, and this was, before social media was big, but whenever we got web inquiries, we got a lot of them. They did not convert to the quality of patients of those who call. And still nowadays, the demographic of people that have the money to spend on procedures, not the kids, whatever, they're going to want to call. They're going to want rapport. And I hope that the newer generations, as they mature as people and they want human interaction, right? Still, they're going to want to talk to somebody, especially if we're going to be spending thousands and thousands of dollars. It's not going to be, when they're doing a web inquiry, they're just kind of like, they're not at the stage yet of, wanting to spend. But when somebody wants to make a big investment in their health, they're going to call, okay? Or they're going to want to come in, and you better be ready to receive that opportunity. And just when you look at numbers, we can go over it now or in general, but let me give you some numbers because you're a numbers guy.
Do that. Yeah.
So, and I have my slides to the side if I have to look at it, but I'm just kind of going by memory. But basically, the ADA, very, very conservatively, I believe the average new patient value for a year is $400. Now we're talking about bigger procedures and restorative cases, but basically every day, if you think about how many missed opportunities you have on new patient calls, right? And I think there were some studies that there's like over 100 some odd opportunities a month, and like 87 of them are missed. Okay. Wow. And if you were to take that 87, multiply that by 40, and again, I could be off by a little bit. I'm just trying to go by memory, but you're looking at like 80 grand a month, or you know what? I should get the actual slide because I'm like spitballing numbers here. Let me get my actual.
While you do that, and you think about it, I mean, phone skills are a legitimate skill that you have to learn, because if you don't do it, and like it's like you can't talk.
No, here's a number before I forget. I'm sorry. Okay. So if it's, just so you know, it's $642.
Okay.
Per patient. Let me be clear. And if 87, so 135 new patient opportunities a month. Okay. 87 are just missed. So you convert a third.
40%, basically, 35%.
Okay. So 87, okay, you multiply that, right, by 642.
It's a big number.
It's a big number. And that's
times
being
12.
lost.
That's times 12.
Now, then times 12. And then if you think the lifetime value of a patient's 10 years, imagine you're looking in millions and upwards of $1 million that you're losing in these opportunities. Now, if let's be conservative and say you only miss one a day, phone call conversion, and 4 working days a week, that's 16 times 642. That's 10,000 a month that you're missing, 120,000 a year just because you weren't converting phone skills. Then you take that 120,000 a year, lifetime value 10 years, you're at 1.2 million in potential revenue of the lifetime of that patient. You missed out because you were not prepared to answer the phone, provide phone skills, quality customer service, and convert that patient.
Yeah, and you think about it, it's like, a lot of the people who are working the phones are going to be younger demographics in the dental office.
Sure.
And you can't answer the phone at, XYZ Dental the way you answer the phone when your friend calls.
True.
It's a different conversation. So people aren't skilled in this. And for you to teach
And
staff.
you're saying friend. Most people call, when they call the receptionist, they assume the person that's calling is a nuisance. So actually, I hope they are friendly, which is not the case. They're like
the tone
hello,
of voice.
doctor's office. I just want to get out of here and go home. So I hope, listen, if they can be friendly, that's a big jump. But we're still not there yet.
So let's talk about, all right, so that's one of the services you offer. You do phone skill training for staff. So let's talk about like, what kind of results are you guys seeing? Because you guys are getting good results.
Geez, I can spend an hour. I mean, if you're on our website, I had one.
This is AllStarDentalAcademy.com.
AllStarDentalAcademy.com. I got just pages of testimonials, and not just testimonials. This is what's really cool. I was looking at some of other people who post testimonials. There are case studies and statistics that show what clients are doing. And it's phone skills, reducing broken appointments, improving case acceptance, the whole gamut of the patient experience. But I had like one doctor that tripled his new patient conversion in 1 month. I mean, and we had one that doubled their hygiene production. They add up. They're big. And we don't have time to go in here today, but I have a business growth formula that now here's what I want your viewers to do. If you go to our website, get our ebook, it's totally free. And I do a webinar, which is, as my son would say, more funner. Okay. Because you'll have me actually teaching it. Register for that, either read or listen to me, watch me. And I'm going to go through the business growth formula and show you. And that's the thing. I learned this with Tony Robbins too. Motivation to change, you're not going to do it until you can see the pain. We're motivated by pain or pleasure. If you are not aware of what you're losing, like if somebody's working with you and say, do you understand what the impact will be if you don't have this proper insurance, if you don't have proper investments and done this way, what the outcome is? You're just going to no big deal. And we're not doing this to scare people. We're doing this so people, whenever you make a decision, you want to make sure you have a reality of the situation. You don't want to underestimate and you don't want to overestimate. You want a reality. It's not there to scare people.
The thing you have to consider also is the lost opportunity cost. And for those who don't know what lost opportunity cost is, if I missed out on $10,000 of revenue in my practice, I didn't just miss out on $10,000. I missed out on the interest I could have earned on that $10,000.
Oh, you're right.
Forever. Right. And that number grows very high, very big, very quickly. And so it's a really big deal. And so, we talk about this barbell of the, owning a job. You don't have to own a job. You could easily move up that spectrum by implementing the proper systems. So we talked.
But it goes back to what we're saying. And I think this is the crutch of the situation about, I think you were asking about the I own a job and I think there's worse than owning a job. I think some people even further, they own a debt, like they're indebted to their business because it's underwater. But anyways, but then there's the entrepreneurial side where they go and own multiple practices and have businesses. But it comes down to I'll give you an example. I have one doctor, he's in our mastermind, and he has family works, runs a business. He loves it. It's kind of a job. He doesn't have an associate. He doesn't want an associate. And I'm willing to give him associates that are great and will make him a ton of money and he won't have to work. But he loves to come in, talk to his patients. He has rapport. He does well. He's fine. He's financially independent. He'll be good. But he doesn't want anymore. He tried that, gave him a heart attack. He's comfortable, but he's done everything. And that's what we talked about before. It's not cookie cutter, their financial plan. You got to build it to the personality. Okay. So does he own a job? He absolutely does.
But he
loves it. And he comes in there and it's therapy.
Right.
Okay. He's making money. I always tell people, I'm going to teach you some things that are going to make your life so boring. You're going to make money. Your business is going to do well. You're going to enjoy coming in. You'll never have to worry about it again. No drama. Some people like drama. They like to gamble. They like to win and lose. They like chaos in their life. I don't want the chaos. Why have chaos?
Exactly.
Be financially independent. Okay. And then when you're doing dentistry, you're doing it because you love it. Now, the two spectrums, if you love dentistry and you love the clinical side, you love your team and you want to be like the dentist I'm talking about, or somewhere within that range, you can make a great living. You can be conservative, all these things to take care of. You'll be a multi-millionaire. But if some people are entrepreneurs, they're built to be entrepreneurs. They like the patient stuff, but they want to conquer, and that brings them joy. It's not about greed. It's joy to create. They want to have multiple businesses, a DSO model, and they like that. That brings them joy and they're motivated to do it. Do that. But here's the problem. It's where I see the problem is when you have clinical types that have not even mastered their own business kind of thing and do not like that space, that are trying or not built to that, are getting into the entrepreneurial world because of fear of missing out, FOMO, because these guys are making millions. I deserve it. And then you have the reverse category too. So people when you do things, you got to do it from a place of your passion, your love, not because how much money I can make and because somebody else is doing it. That's not a good answer. You got to have good people like you, Ross, on your team, advisors, to get the most out of what's best for you, because somebody who's making 10 million, versus 800,000 a year, what's the big difference in your lifestyle?
And everyone's wired differently. It's not the same.
Everybody's wired differently. Exactly.
So it's not bad if you own a job. If you don't want to own a job, it's driving you insane. Exactly. And by the way, not everyone's wired to be the guy making, a crazy amount of money working, doing business owner
and
stuff.
They're working a lot. And I'll tell you, I have doctors that own multiple businesses. The work, and that's where some people say, oh, they got lucky. The work they put into it is unreal. They're working Saturdays, Sundays late. They have so many businesses to do, but you know what? They love it. They're up at 2 a.m, get up at 6, but they love the work. They're building empires and they seem to like that.
So one of the other things you guys do is you have hiring. You guys help.
Yes,
you help
we have
with
a hiring service.
Hiring service. So especially, big now. So right now, very hard to find people.
Yep.
So kind of talk about your hiring service, kind of what you guys do, how you help people.
Yeah. So one of our VP of coaching, we have a great coaching division, great people, been with me for a long time, who's my hiring director, and she runs the program. And we help to hire. We do everything from, posting the ads, interviewing them, video, phone interview, basically setting them up to come to your office to then kind of evaluate background checks, all the due diligence, because of course you want to make sure you don't make mistakes in your hiring that can cost you a lot of money in terms of lawsuits and things like that. And so, it's been, we continue to have a waiting list. Just growing, people just asking about it because it's so
you're
needed
getting
right
results.
We're getting results. Absolutely. Because look, it's very simple. We charge an hourly rate. It's, there's a less expensive rate if you're a member, which usually it makes a lot of sense. And you get first priority, but it's simple. Hourly rate, you stay until you get results, and people stay and they love it. I don't want to hold people to contracts, things like that.
Do you hire associates too?
We don't. We are capable of, but those are more complicated, and we're just so backlogged that we're really focusing now on front office, hygiene, office manager, things like that. We have the capability. We just haven't offered that yet because we're just so much demand for the other positions.
So you have something called the Dental MBA. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So the Dental MBA, we have different membership options. And I talk about this in the webinar, and I give a special pricing as well. But one of our memberships is very, very affordable. It includes a Dental MBA. And the Dental MBA is a 30-hour CE program I put together. And I basically bring people through every month a process of going through your mindset, right, Ross? We can spend hours on that. Yep. That's key. Leadership, management, accounting, kind of your area, a little bit about financial stuff and investments, not too much. We talk about some hiring as well, but really giving them a primer of how to run a business, any business for that matter. And at the end of the program, they do a 1-page business plan and they email to me for feedback. So that's a very popular program that we have. So, in our program, we have a phone skills course, scheduling course. We do have a hiring course. We have case acceptance, patient experience. So everything you need to run your business. And the MBA is in one of our membership packages as well. Very popular.
So really, you have a wide variety of things that people could tap into. So they might be. I'm interested in this. I'm not really concerned with that, and they can kind of almost like buffet line style.
Well,
and then,
I give them everything. And the other thing is what I provide is a system. I'm always about how can I simplify things to get a result. I don't care what course I offer. Does it give a result? So one of the things in our program I spend a lot of time on is how to implement properly. How do you get results? And all the different courses are built on each other to get a result, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And so that's how we structure our trainings.
Now you have a conference coming up.
We do.
Talk a little bit about that and tell people about that.
Well, it's sold out, but I'll tell you about it. But we're going to be offering it every year. And we typically offer it in Florida because it's amazing weather on the beach. I mean, countless resorts. And that's the other thing too, is like, and you remind me of what I was going to say before. I kind of build things as my members tell me they need it. So people were saying, well, I can't train because I don't have people. Well, we'll hire for you. So we spent 2 years hiring, kind of incognito, and it was getting amazing results. We offered it as a service. And, in the beginning of AllStar, people needed coaching. So we added that because also my background with Tony Robbins, developing our coaching department. And I've been people telling me, well, we want to bring our team to an event, right? And we want to, enjoy that experience. So we built our live event. So yeah, every year we do that on the beach, not on the beach, but near the beach. So when you're done learning, you can go play. And what's great about live events is a lot of the content. We cover so much content in the actual program, but we supplement it. We have some great speakers. We were talking, Ross, about having you in the future be there as well. And the other thing is those team activities. What I find the greatest thing about live events, because when I put together and I envision a package for people, like you can almost say, if I drink the AllStar Kool-Aid and I do their things, I don't have to worry about I just do this and I rinse and repeat every year. It's going to do well. What the live events do, and they're kind of really the icing on the cake. I wouldn't substitute live event for online training because that's a consistent thing. I wouldn't substitute for coaching. But if you're doing those things and you're like, I want to put the icing on the cake. Now I bring my team. We work so hard. Let's learn and let's have fun. Because you live by me, there's the wharf in Fort Lauderdale. We're going to go there one night with the team. We're going to have a lunch overlooking the ocean. To me, live events are a culmination where you learn a little and you have a lot of fun. And it's great team camaraderie. They bring that spirit back to the office.
Well, the thing about live events is many times the thing you get the most out of them is during the breaks when you're talking to other people.
You're right. The networking. Yep.
The networking, it's you talk to someone else, they're a dentist in Colorado, you're a dentist in Illinois. All of a sudden you talk about this problem here. Oh, well, here's how I did it. You take that nugget back. Oh, you're not going to get that on.
You're right. You're right. Actually, that's actually kind of a quasi mastermind effect. And we have a mastermind group, but I want to go into that. That's kind of invite only. But the dentists are going to they're going to mastermind. And they're all over the country, and they're all AllStar members. So they're already people of like mind that are working on themselves. It's different talking to any dentist, but if you're talking to a dentist that's working on themselves, trying to get better, it's a lot of fun because you're both excited to share those ideas, right? The team will do some of that too, but for the team members, I suspect a lot of it is it's just fun to travel. It's fun to meet other people and have a good time, and then you kind of bond with. It's like a team bonding experience.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. So as we're kind of coming towards the end here, and I think you and I could probably talk for another 2 hours,
of course,
because there's so many things I want to ask you that we just don't have time to. But I always ask people these two things.
Sure.
Number one, what advice would you give to a brand new dental school graduate?
Okay. The first one. Well, actually, I once a year, typically I teach at Nova Southeastern. You know what that is, right?
Yep. I know exactly.
So I teach to their outgoing students.
They have an ortho program there.
Yep. And I teach them the MBA stuff. What advice would I give dentists? Well, I think the two things I would give them are pay attention and cultivate your business practice management skills. Also cultivate yourself as a person, beyond, because you're working so hard, but I think you really have to know what you want to do out there. Because a lot of them are deciding, do I want to go to DSO? Do I want to this? Most of them are going to have to work for a big company because they're not able to afford to open their business.
Right.
But really be clear on what you want in life, number one.
That's big.
And if you want to open your own business, start now cultivating skills. I have a handful of dentists that are just graduated. They're doing our program just to kind of, as they're going through their corporate world, so that they're prepared when they want to open up their own business.
Well, that's great.
Those are the things I would recommend to them. Know thyself, right?
Yeah, there you go. So I'm a big reader, and I always ask people, what books are you reading or what books do you recommend?
Read my book.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second.
What books would I recommend? Oh gosh. I'm going to be a little bit of a rebel here. Stop reading so much.
Okay.
Try to find the answers within yourself. I know a lot of dentists, and myself included, voracious personal development people and want to consume the latest thing, and that's going to answer all life's questions and all of business questions. But I think spend more time trying to get, sit quiet. That's probably speaking to some meditation or contemplative moments, but breathe a little bit, and think about some of these questions that you and I talked about, more so than just consuming. Because I find sometimes reading too much or consuming too much data. I'm on this podcast, I'm reading this book, and it's like
it's all conflicting.
Sometimes it's conflicting. You're kind of avoiding something.
That's true.
You're just consuming knowledge because it's comfortable. And listen, I'm an academic. I have just as much schooling as a dentist do, and it's comfortable being academia. It's comfortable just hearing more and more information. But
Right.
This is where I love Tony. It's like, what the F are you going to do about it?
Right. No, that's good. So, all right. So people are listening to this and they're like, hey,
Yes.
Alex is a wizard. I want to talk to Alex. I want to hear more about him. How do they get in touch with you? How do they learn more?
So allstardentalacademy.com, not All-Star Academy. We're not a cooking show. And All-Star Dental is some practice in, I don't know, Scottsdale, Arizona. I don't know. All-Star Dental Academy. If you search that on Google or allstardentalacademy.com, go to our website and just scroll down on the home screen. You can get
There's a free ebook, right? There's a free
ebook, so many blogs we post of free content. We also have a podcast. And actually, I'm not the host. My VP of coaching, one of my VPs, he runs the podcast and he does a great job. His specialty is fee-for-service dentistry. So we have
that's a topic that we could talk about another time. That's
yeah. Or you can grab him and bring him on. Or we can both come on the show. He's our fee-for-service expert.
That's great. This has really been a very insightful conversation, Alex. I really appreciate your time today.
Oh, my pleasure. Take care.
You've been listening to the Financial Flossing Podcast with Ross Brannan. Tune in next week for our next episode.
This has been another episode of Financial Flossing with Ross Brannan, guiding dental professionals to a brighter future. If you liked what you heard, consider subscribing wherever you listen to podcasts. For more on Ross Brannan, visit rossbrannan.com.
Registered representative and financial advisor of Park Avenue Securities, LLC, PAS, OSJ, 3664 Coolidge Court, Tallahassee, Florida, 32311, 850-562-9075. Securities products and advisory services offered through PAS, member FINRA SIPC. Financial representative of the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, Guardian, New York, New York. PAS is a wholly owned subsidiary of Guardian. North Florida Financial is not an affiliate or subsidiary of PAS or Guardian. California Insurance License Number 0L10073. Arkansas Insurance License Number 161-39032. 2021 119535. Expires 423. That last part can also say 2021 119535. Expiration April 2023.
This podcast is for informational purposes only. Guest speakers and their firms are not affiliated with or endorsed by PAS, Guardian, or North Florida Financial, and opinions stated are their own. External sites and material are provided for your convenience in locating related information and services. Guardian, its subsidiaries, agents, and employees expressly disclaim any responsibility and do not maintain, control, recommend, or endorse third-party sites, organizations, products, or services, and make no representation as to the completeness, sustainability, or quality thereof. Ross is a registered representative and financial advisor of Park Avenue Securities, LLC, PAS, OSJ, 3664 Coolidge Court, Tallahassee, Florida, 32311-850-562-9075. Securities products and advisory services offered through PAS, member FINRA SIPC. Financial representative of the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, Guardian, New York, New York. PAS is a wholly owned subsidiary of Guardian. North Florida Financial is not an affiliate or subsidiary of PAS or Guardian. Arkansas Insurance License number 1613932. California Insurance License number 0L10073 2022 136158. Expiration 0424.